We're back again and we're talking about Bruno Fernandes, and honestly, it's starting to feel like this could actually be happening. There was a couple of reports last night. In fact, let's rewind it. Let's go all the way back. So start of the week, Miguel Pino, who is Bruno's agent, flew over to Saudi Arabia for face-to-face talks at the Four Seasons Hotel in Riyadh. When you start getting the hotel named, it's real. Chris Wheeler, Ben Jacobs, a couple of others, all talked about that. Talks ran late into the night and they've been described as productive by the Al-Hilal sources. They've set a 72-hour deadline for Bruno to respond. So that answer is due like now. Reports last night and early this morning are claiming an agreement has been reached with his agent. Your gut instinct is to go, okay, well, his agent's like, yeah, cool, that's okay with me. Let me go and speak to my client. The issue with that is knowing how these things do work. There will have been a discussion between Bruno and his agent prior to his agent even going over there. Now, he has to go over just as due diligence and see what the options are. They will have set parameters out. Listen, mate, if it gets to this, we'll have to consider it. The offer is 200 million over 3 years for Bruno. That's probably in the ballpark of can't really say no to that. And United, from a business point of view, you can't say no to a 30-year-old midfielder being offered for 100 million. From a footballing perspective, you absolutely can and should say no. So, previously, when this sort of talk has emerged, United have been quick to pour water on this. Bruno's not for sale. They haven't responded like this in this week, in these latest developments. Does that silence indicate that there's actually something going on? Are they playing a negotiation game? Do they not know? United's financial situation isn't great, and it absolutely has changed since failure to qualify for the Champions League. And maybe even since we've been rejected by Liam Delap, it might have changed since, because they might have gone, we thought we could get Liam Delap, we now can't get Liam Delap, therefore we're going to need more money to bring in whoever. From Bruno's perspective, his agent Miguel Pino, he requested time to go and speak to Bruno and get his final decision. That suggests Bruno himself hasn't fully decided. Now, United obviously play later today. On the pitch, I think Bruno's body language certainly did not suggest that was a man that was looking to leave. We've already discussed this, but I will cover it again in case you missed that video. His body language towards the end of the season, certainly, he's an emotional guy, man. If he thought he was going that last game at Old Trafford, I think he'd have been in absolute bits, but he wasn't. I also don't think he'd have given that penalty away to Christian Eriksen because Christian Eriksen was going and Bruno's not. I thought that was quite symbolic. But things do change. Has something happened while they've been on tour? Has there been a conversation while they've been on tour? Has there been an assurance sought and not met while they've been on tour that's made him go, do you know what? I am tempted. Do we need clarity? And maybe we get clarity today, because surely Bruno's going to be asked about what's going on with Saudi today, if anyone gets the opportunity to do that today. The impact on United for losing Bruno, I mean, there was a couple of the group chats I was in last night, people was like, right, cool, so if he goes, and honestly, my group chats were pretty divided on it. Some people was like, can't turn down 100 million. Some of them like, we might as well just burn the club down if we haven't got Bruno. I think both of those are correct, actually. Who's our captain next year? Because honestly, wow, what an absolute lack of options that is. I like De Ligt. He's not Manchester United captain. He's been here 5 minutes. Can you give it back to Harry Maguire? That's a kick in the bollocks, isn't it? I don't even know if he's a starter for us. Who is it? Everybody else is a child. Can you give it Lenny Euro? There is no obvious standout candidate to be captain for Manchester United if Bruno Fernandes is no longer here. And even Roy Keane doesn't think he's a good captain. Can you replace him? Can you go and take that money that you're going to get for him and go and invest it in a world-class midfielder? Because let's have it right, Bruno Fernandes is world-class, and I will not stand for anybody who says he's not. He is genuinely world class. His ability to create and score goals is world class. Now you can comment on other aspects of his game or personality, and that's fine. If you replaced him, you might replace him with a different style of midfielder, but you absolutely have to replace him. This isn't the sort of thing where you just crack on afterwards. You absolutely have to go to market and signal your intent by bringing somebody in. I don't know who that is, but it has to be a top tier player or someone that's what Bruno was, which is like really fancied but not quite hit that level. Like it needs to almost be like a Gyökeres. If you lose him, you got to get Gyökeres. Something like that. You have to make a statement with this. And you absolutely need more midfielders. You absolutely need more midfielders. Could it trigger a chain reaction? Could it impact other players' morale? Could it impact other players going, whoa, we're selling the captain now. We just come 17th and you want to sell our best player? What? Came 15th actually, didn't we? But yeah, the point stands. United need to think very carefully about what this signals. And I know they've not thought very carefully about a hell of a lot in recent times and what those things signal. The touting of their own tickets for astronomical prices, the sacking and seemingly like the continual reducing of the club's staff. The way they've conducted themselves in a lot of things hasn't really been thought about very carefully. They absolutely need to think about this one very carefully. And then the bigger picture. Can you make the case that it's a good idea? With Bruno not being an ideal tactical fit in either the 6 or the 8, or the 10, I guess, despite being phenomenal this season, is it a show of ambition? Is it our Coutinho moment? Or is it a sign of desperation? Is it symbolic of the deeper issues at United? Is it just good business to cash in on a 30-year-old like that? Or is it a moment that truly signals the end of Manchester United as a serious footballing force? I wish it was a decision that we didn't have to make, to be honest with you, because I don't actually think there is a correct decision to make. I think selling him is the wrong decision. I think keeping him and not taking that 100 million is the wrong decision. I think it would be so much better if there was no interest. And it was just a non-issue. And next season you go in there, you try and work out how best to get Bruno into the team in this system and get the best out of him. That would be the best thing to do. But it's not just about losing a player, it's about losing a direction, it's about losing the only leader this team has got. I honestly don't know who becomes Manchester United. Can you even think of a shortlist of who it could and should be? You're looking at players that have been either hit one season or their children. That's it. Can you give it Casemiro? Doesn't feel like you can give Casemiro the United captaincy, does it? And again, is he going to play every week? What a mad, mad situation we find ourselves in. A mad, mad situation. Man. Yeah. Please let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. See you in the next one.